Welcome back to another episode of Backyard Build. On this episode, we're going to start putting the front end together because we got all the parts to do it. We haven't got the bumper back or the fender back from paint yet. We got the radiator core support, headlights, radiator, all that good stuff. So let's get into it. Okay, so I'm going to work on trying to get this little ripple out right here so that's nice and flat. And that way I can fit the new radiator core support because it came in the mail today. So let's get working on that. Okay, you can see, got that big ripple out of it now. And once this is clamped up with the other piece inside there, that'll be good. I need to tap this corner down just a little bit, but got rid of that ripple, as you can see, nice and flat. So sweet. Okay, so now I'm going to work on getting this piece right here straightened out, just because that little piece of the plate's bent back a little bit. It needs to come forward and be more straight across with a slight curve to it, because the core support has a curve to it. As you can see, that one kind of curves off to the right a little bit there, and this one should do the same thing. This just needs to be straightened out, so let's get that. Okay, so I got the all the AC evac, so let's get back into disconnecting all this. Okay, so it's another day. I got the radiator core support all ground down and sprayed with a weld-through primer. I ground off the EDP protective coating to get down to the bare metal, and then sprayed it with the copper primer, weld-through copper primer everywhere where it's going to get welded together. And then I also went through on the car and I ground off the remnants of the spot welds that were here, taped it off, and then sprayed it with the weld-through copper primer in the spots where it's going to get the radiator core support spot welded to it. Same thing up here where it slides in. I got this piece all flattened out. If you remember, it had a big old wrinkle in it. Anyway, it slides in between these two layers, and then this sandwiches together on it. Same thing over here, as it slides up in here, and then this sandwiches together. I got the clamps ready to go. Did this side as well, so it's ready to get the radiator core support slid in there and get it all fine-tuned and then clamped into place so that I can weld it. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so I got the core support set in place. I adjusted this side towards the right height. Went ahead and did all the plug welds for the for the factory spot welds over here. So you need to grind them down, get them nice and smooth. Got the ones on the inside done, the ones on the underside done, ones over here, and then I'll tape it off and I'll paint it black so that it matches with this. Same thing down there. And then before I get these centers set, I want to get this side done so that it's all even all the way across, and then I can fine tune these and get them in the exact spot that they need to be in. I think this side has to come down a tiny bit because going by the gap that's here, I can get my finger in that one, and over here I can't. And this one, I took the factory little bracket off of here and lined it up with the spot welds that were existing already here, got it in place. So therefore all I had to do was adjust this one up with the right measurement on the back. So this side I know is exactly where it needs to be. So I think the gap is supposed to be about that. Whereas on this side it's a little high. So I think it needs to come down some. But we'll take some more measurements and figure out exactly. And yeah, so now I got to fix this bracket. The one that went over here on this side, it got damaged. So I got to try to get it back to the same shape as this one that's over here. Which shouldn't be too hard. I just need to put the little bend right in there so it makes like an L bracket, and then this piece has to be bent up, but I'll match it up to the other one, get it exact, and then get it fitting right so that I can go in there, because the new core support doesn't come with these brackets. Okay, got this part flattened out, this part flattened out. Now I need to put this bend back in it so that these come together like this with a fold right there. You can see where it used to be. Once I get that, then I can fit it up to the frame rail and then fine tune it and get it nice and straight. So I gotta find something to bend that on. Okay, I got it clamped to the table here. I just need to bend this over. Okay, so I got it all back to shape. You can see where the marks are from the old spot welds. I can line those back up with the holes and have it be in the exact same spot. And so I gotta get those holes lined up with this on the front side. So it'll be like this, get it clamped into place, and then I can weld it. Okay, so I took some measurements, and from the bottom of the frame rail to the corner right here is 6.5, and same thing over here, 6.5. The subframe is perfectly straight with the frame rails as far as the distance and stuff. So then I'm able to measure from the end of the subframe up to the bottom here, which gives me 18 7/8, and over here 18 7/8. So now I know that that's in the right spot. I'll put some clamps on it, and then obviously measure it again to make sure it doesn't move when I clamp it. But then I know that the height and everything is all exactly the same all the way across. Okay, so I got all these spot welds or plug welds done on the inside, underside, on the bottom side down there. So now I just need to go back and grind them and then tape it off and paint it so it's black so it doesn't stand out when you look under the hood, because I think the edge of this is able to be seen and I don't want the copper to be seen. So I want it to look nice. So anyway, then once I get that done, actually I'm gonna get these parts set down because I gotta get these pinch welded or spot welded together, and then down here. So I'm gonna do that first, and then I'll take care of all the grinding. Okay, so we got all these spot welds done, or plug welds, just like the factory, same spots. That's good and solid. Now I just have to do the same over here, get this one located, and then weld these together. So let's get this side done. Okay, so we got these ones all done, just like all the factory welds. Just need to be cleaned up and then painted. So the front end is 100% solid. So now what I'm going to do, as you can see, It's a nice clean gap over here. Gets a little tighter over here because the hood's got a little bend in it right here. So what I'm gonna do is straighten it out so I can make sure that all looks nice and straight all the way across. So I want to work on getting I'm gonna be replacing it with a carbon fiber hood, but in the meantime, so I gotta get this little fold, close it out, and then this bend up a little bit. Okay, so you can see I got the hood straightened out a lot more. When it closes down now, the gap is the same on both sides. Going across here. So it's definitely close enough for the hood to latch. But you can see the Radiator core sport's nice and even. Other than a little bend in the hood right here, you can see still a little bend, which causes this to be just a hair lower. So that's why there's like a 1/16 of an inch over here before it touches. But if I push with one finger, literally one finger closes that gap. So it's just because this is still bent down a tiny bit. I can try to get it out a little bit more, but it's damn near. It's pretty much good enough to be able to latch the hood till I get the new hood. So anyway, so now I can get the welds all ground down and cleaned up and spray it with black paint so that it looks real nice. And yeah. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so it's another day. Last night it got too dark to film anymore. And this morning when I came out, found this box laying out here, and this should be my bumper reinforcement. So let's get it opened up. Yep, so there's the brand new bumper reinforcement. Would have been sweet to have that yesterday, because then I could have put it on there before you rolled it up, but the measurements are all right, so that should be good. So now I can get this on, and this was the last piece I was waiting for on the front end as far as structural wise. And then today the ZL1 1LE bumper is supposed to be arriving from Auto Attic, so when that arrives I'll be able to film that too. So but let's get back into doing some of the grinding and painting. Like I said, last night I got too dark to film, but I continued to work a little bit. Finish up this side, got the welds all ground down and taped off and painted. So same thing down here, and on the back side and on the underside. So other than the fact that this piece is black, can't really tell that any repair happened to it. So I still have to grind down that one there and then shoot with paint and then do everything on the other side. But like you can see where I did the spot welds, or the plug welds on the back side, how the black coating comes off on this side. But over here, I shot, I cleaned it up and then shot it, and you can't even tell. So anyway, just got to finish up the other side after I finish this right here. So let's get into it. Okay, so I got those ones ground down. These ones that are in here, this piece of metal here has recesses and stuff. So in order to get into there, I'm going to switch over to my little belt sander so that I can get more directly into there, so it doesn't grind on the core support metal. Okay, so I was out here working on doing the grinding and stuff, and the truck showed up with the bumper from Auto Attics, as you can see. When he took it off the truck or whatever, he tilted it, and I could hear a bunch of parts loose inside, so hopefully nothing got damaged. There's a little hole right here, but I don't feel anything against that right there, so hopefully that'll be fine. let's upright it and open it up and make sure that the bumper's not damaged. Now, one thing I don't like is when I watch their video, he specifically shows a video of their packaging, and there's supposed to be foam in here to keep this from all banging around, and the bumper is just loose in here. I can see this one here is straight. See, this one over here is bent. Well, there's nothing in here to keep this stuff from banging around. And, you know, if we're paying $1,400 for a bumper, you would think that they would have some stuff in here to protect this stuff from getting all banged up and stuff. I see there's a bend in the, I guess that's probably supposed to be there, but this side right here seems more bent than the other. I'm assuming this is my fog lights. I mean, the canards aren't even in the packaging anymore. They're flinging around loose in here. There's one canard. The other one's down there underneath the bumper. I'm assuming this is my fog lights, but these have just been banging around in here. Hopefully they got foam protecting them. Here's the other canard. I'll move these off of here. Well, let's get the bumper pulled out and look at it. Definitely a lot more of an aggressive looking bumper than the factory one. It looks really good, other than the fact that there was no foam in there. There's a little nicked up right there. Overall, it doesn't look too bad. The just little scuffs. These are, you know, sticky stuff here, but these few notches right here are from it scraping on a canard or something, flinging around loose in there. So, like I said, I don't like the fact that the box isn't, you know, got foam on the inside of the box. In the video, he clearly shows they tape foam to the inside of the box and stick it around the bumper so nothing's banging around. And you saw in real time, you open it up, showing what it looks like. So I don't like the false advertisement on how they package it up, and it doesn't make any sense why they would say that too, because they show you in the video, but then when you get it, it clearly comes like that. It's a little easy to tell that it wasn't true. So, all right, let's open up the fog lights. At least the fog lights had protection around them for when they're banging around loose in the box, but still, this is probably the driver's side. And that's how it looks from the front. I don't want them to fall, so I'm not going to put them up in there right now. They need to be attached with screws, but so at least the fog lights were protected in the box. But all right, well, bumper looks good. Let's get back into the final grinding so we can get it all painted up. Okay, I'm gonna get it all taped off and everything so that I can shoot some zero rust on there and have it protected, so that'll match the E-coat on the new Radiator Core Sport. All right, let's get into it. All right, we're gonna get the new bumper reinforcement installed. Okay, so we are ready to start putting the radiator and the AC condenser in. So we're gonna get it unboxed and get the things changed over, like little rubber isolators that go at the bottom of the radiator and the little hardware stuff that has to be changed over. So let's get into it. Okay, so this one actually comes with the new isolators on the bottom and all the little hardware, the nuts and everything. So I don't need to change anything over. This one's ready to go. So, all right, sweet. Okay, so I got the radiator and AC condenser and fan all assembled. So now we're going to put it in the vehicle. Okay, so I want to pressure wash everything off before I start putting the fenders back on, just because of the dirt and stuff that's underneath it where I won't be able to get to. As you can see, all dirty up in here. So I don't want to be pressurized washing with this open, so I'm going to zip tie a bag with a rag over it, over the throttle body there, so water can't get in there. And then there's a little port right here where the hose goes to. I'll put something on that. A little cap, one of these little caps. Get one of these that's the right size to pop on there. And then when I pressure wash it off, nothing's exposed. So I can get all the filth blasted off everything and make it look nice before I start putting the fenders back on. Okay, it's another day, so we're gonna get on with putting some more parts on. I ended up getting new radiator hoses for it because when the old core sport was on here and pushed back, this had a pretty good kink in it, you know. So I'm sure it's fine, but I just want to put new ones on it so I ain't got to worry about it. So we got the upper and lower radiator hose for it. Then we're going to get the washer fluid bottle installed down in the fender, then remount the coolant reservoir that mounts over here behind the headlight area. Get those mounted up and then see what else we can do. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so we're gonna get the sensors and stuff changed over, like the airbag sensors, the ground post for jump starting, little clips, the headlight clips, things like that. Get those swapped over to the new radiator core sport, little bumper rubber thing here. So Okay, so I'm gonna get the new fender mocked up to make sure everything lines up, because I'm gonna get them painted and I don't want to have to fine tune anything after it's been painted. So let's get it unboxed. Okay, so we got the fender all mocked up, fitted perfectly. So now we're sending the fender and the bumper off to get painted. And once we get those back, we'll be able to film that. We're gonna move into doing some fun stuff in the meantime. So let's get into it. So because the old air cleaner box got broken, I ordered a cold air intake. So we're gonna get that installed. Okay, so today we're going to be working on getting the headlights installed and the T-harness because they came in the mail. So let's get the camera turned around and show you what we're working with. Well, here's the T-harness. Comes with the instructions, the two connections for the headlights, and then the T-harness. And then the headlights themselves, these are all from Auto Addicts, just like the bumper. Here's the new headlight. That one's upside down. And we'll get them pulled out of the package so we can see them a little better. But anyway, let's get into getting them mounted. So let's get into it. Okay, so I'm going to get the T-harness all laid out so then I can get the headlights plugged in and mount it up. So let's get into that. Got plugged into the factory plug. And the T-harness allows it to plug into the newer headlight. Okay, so we got the headlights all installed. I'll pull the plastic off and the wheel. We got them all wired in and plugged in. Now I just need to hook up the T-harness to fuse slot number 15. Add the 5 fuse to this add a fuse to this empty spot, and that'll work. And then figure out how I want to route this out of here so it doesn't come outside. And yeah, so let's get that hooked up. got the DRLs lit up, looking nice. Left turn signal, sequential. Right turn signal, sequential. And headlights and brakes. All right, now I just gotta wait for the bumper and the fender to get painted, and I can get them mounted up. And today the rest of the exhaust piping I need is arriving, so when that gets here, we'll start getting on welding the exhaust on. So for you guys it'll be a few seconds, for me it could be a couple hours. Let's get a cold start and see what it sounds like stock, and then we'll see what it sounds like afterwards. So you see it's very quiet, definitely not loud enough for my taste. So let's get this thing jacked up and look underneath, see about putting an X pipe on. And then I ordered some Mishimoto axle back exhaust. One of the videos I watched, it sounds the most like a V8 out of all the other ones. And then some other videos I watched, it sounds nothing like that. So I don't know, we'll see. And then if it doesn't have a nice throaty sound without a buzz and a rattle and all that crappy sound to it, then we'll throw some different exhaust at it. But we're going to start with the Mishimoto axle back exhaust and go from there. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so we're going to start with cutting out the mufflers around about here on both sides. But I want to get them cut off and see what it sounds like without the mufflers. So anyway, all right, let's get those cut off. Okay, so I'm going to spray some PB Blaster on the mount up here. Oh, it slips out nice and easy. Do it on both sides. All right, now we'll do it on this side. Slips right out of the mount. And there you go, slips right out. All right, let's see what this thing sounds like now. Okay, so that's it for this episode. There's not really enough room to film mocking up all the exhaust and stuff underneath because I don't have a lift and it's not very high in the air. So, but after I get all the pipes mocked up and fine tune and figure out where I need to cut them and get them welded together, I'll show you the finished product, and then we'll get it filmed while I'm mounting it up in there. But there's just not enough room, and it'd just be tedious to watch me sit there and, you know, place the pipes and mark them and cut them and all that stuff. It would just be way boring. So, and then I'll film it as I'm putting it in and stuff, because I'm not going to just go with the Mishimoto axle back. I'm going to be adding that to 3-inch stainless steel pipe that I'm going to run all the way back from the cats with an X pipe in the middle. So we'll show you that when it's finished up. But we're also going to get the carbon fiber hood ordered, so that in the next episode, when the bumper and the fender have gotten here, we can get all that stuff put on and film that so you guys can see it, and then we'll see what else we can get into on it. But I think I'm pretty darn close to being finished with the car, so it's about time we are able to take it for a drive and see how well it does. So, all right, well, we'll see you in the next one.